Hello and welcome to another update video about RUNE. RUNE has performed really well over the last few months, and RUNE has been one of the nice 5-wave structures that we identified throughout summer. Then we had a pullback that was only very shallow though, and then took off completely in this third wave, reached the ideal target for a third wave really in a diagonal, even though that's probably an impulse. So that's also acceptable though, the 1.38 extension. Reached even the 1.5, but that was a high B wave most likely. And now we are most likely coming down in this wave 4. It's still a shallow correction, even though the most substantial one since October. So very much keen to look at the potential position if it comes down a little lower. Even though now would already be interesting to potentially start to add maybe. In my opinion, always depends on your strategy, but if you position yourself lightly up there and assume that it could still drop quite a bit, yeah, all the way to 313 potentially, that all depends on strategy, you know. Certainly at the moment there is no evidence a low is in place. I would at the moment primarily expect it to go a little lower. I'd like to see that. 498 is next support, 476, so $4.76, possibly $4.66. That's actually the first level of the standard support zone. The thing is, the C wave might not come down a lot, given that we've had a high B wave. Whenever we have a high B wave, the C wave might end above the A. We just need to consider that. And that's why we have the projections here, which is the white box. Orange is the standard support zone, but whenever we have a high B wave, it definitely makes sense to add the additional projections, which is the target range, specific target range for a C wave. Now, definitely watching here for a potential reaction to one of these levels. I mean, it already reacted to the 100% extension at $5.35. That basically means that the C wave and the A wave have the same length. It is often the case, but so far the reaction isn't yet impressive. But if we get a break above $7.60 now, I assume the low is in. If we go any lower, I would pay attention to one of these next levels. As I said, $4.98, $4.76, and then $4.42, also $4.66. So these are key levels. At the moment, again, no evidence a low is in place. Few things we can do. First of all, watch the $7.60 level. A break above it could indicate that fifth wave to $8 plus is unfolding. $8 to $12, I'd say. Then we have a trend line here we can add to the chart. A break above the trend line might be a very, very early signal. Now there's a little small break of the trend line, but overall I think maybe we should add it like that. Doesn't make a great difference. Either way, there's a trend line there. If that breaks, it could send us to $7.60. And if that level breaks, yep, then $7.25 is next resistance. And above that level, we've got $8.20 and then $9.80. Okay, they are all targets for this fifth wave, probably rather here around the $8 to $9 mark. Support is essentially $3.14. That's the entire space we need to give it if it needs it. I don't think it would come down in a straight line, but what can always happen, I mean, I'm tracking this as an ABC structure, but I've highlighted it in white, okay, alternatively. So in the yellow count, we could say the wave 4 might be finished after this ABC is done, but there's a potential that this ABC structure just forms a larger A wave, which will then give us a B wave and a larger C. So we have a large A, B, C structure, and it might test lower the lower range of this support area, which is the case that risk exists as long as we are not breaking above $7.60. That break above that level would be first good indication that indeed a low has formed. Until then, we are likely still caught in the correction, and we are watching, could even form some kind of a head and shoulders pattern here, potentially, even though they would be extremely ugly. So we'll continue to focus on RUNE. Watch for signals that the low is in. At the moment, there is nothing. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.